We know Ophidia so well that we prescribe. No? Most of us. That we tend to prescribe them so easily on the basis of few symptoms. On the basis of only few symptoms. But today I am going to throw a light on syphilitic symptoms, which are often missed. And we do not. So all the symptoms which are common symptoms are the common symptoms are the ones which help us to prescribe Ophidia. But most of the time it is all psychotic picture which we tend to prescribe upon. Even my book on frequent encounters will give you more or less a psychotic picture. So this is, we need to understand that sometimes a specific syphilitic rubric can also indicate an Ophidia, which we often tend to miss. This is true about many other remedies also. And we can enter a case through that syphilitic symptom. Now, most of these cases, Ophidias are generally prescribed, which are lachesis, crotalus horridus, crotalus cascavella, elaps, cencris, naja, vipera, bothrops, etc. Instead of going into details and separating them and getting a broad this thing into Ophidia, single image of Ophidias, I prefer to only term them as Ophidias first and then differentiate them into one of these. So the general trends are like this. A touch on throat, cannot tolerate. These are generals which you know and which you prescribe upon. Common snake symptoms. And the syphilitic generals, they are all syphilitic generals. So all the Ophidias, most of them are bleeders except naja and to some extent bothrops, which are more on the nervous system, working on the nervous system. Then touch on throat, cannot tolerate, is again neuralgic, but it is there in most of the Ophidias. Tight clothes, cannot tolerate. At the throat, again same thing, and the abdomen, same thing. These are the ones which draw our attention to Ophidias first. If somebody complains that he cannot touch, तेरे को कुछ काम है उधर अभी? हाँ? तो इधर बैठ जरा मेरे को ये करना. उधर है ना कहीं? Somebody is there in the clinic, no? Tell them to take over. So most of them are bleeders, they are all hypersensitive. So cardiovascular system and the nervous system, these two are involved in the Ophidias. Waking on aggravation. When they wake up, that is a time of aggravation, and sleep also into aggravation is also something which draws our attention to an Ophidia. Discharges ameliorate, which is more or less psychotic and should be given the last preference if there is nothing else available. Menopausal or change in life. Again, this is psychotic because now there is a change from one defense to another defense, from sora to psychosis or psychosis to syphilis. Sora to psychosis is menarche, and psychosis to syphilis is menopause or going to syphilis. Flushes in ascending direction indicates again that cardiovascular system is very much involved along with nervous system. Pain felt at distant part on touch. Touch aggravation again is our syphilis of lachesis. About mind, mind is quick and sharp and easy comprehension. Why? Because the snakes are, or the Ophidias are very timid. And when they come out of their hiding, which is generally inside, look out for danger. They're always looking out for danger. There was one case in which Ambrish was telling me that man was extremely, it was Ambrish's case, extremely clairvoyant person. But a very peculiar thing what he observed and he told me was that, Daddy, I had gone to the toilet, I had gone outside when his number came. So I told him, please sit inside, I am coming. He went inside the room, he sat there and again went out. He says, I will enter only when sir is there in the cabin. So just because Ambrish was not in the cabin, he went out. And then after Ambrish came and sat on the chair, then he entered. So what could be the reason for this? So Ambrish asked him, why like that? I told you sit inside and I will come in 2 minutes. But he preferred to go out, sit outside and enter the room after Dr. Ambrish was on the chair. So Ambrish asked him, why did you do that? Because every questionable behavior has to have an answer for a homeopath. Something which is peculiar. There was no sense. I mean, he came in, he sat in, and then again got up and went out. So what is this? What he said was that I have got some certain powers in me, and I can I can understand a human being and see him transparently, what he is and what he is not. But is that if I see him first, I can make him out very clearly. If he sees me first, then I cannot. Do you understand this? So Ambrish was asking me this question, Daddy, why? What is the meaning of this? What is the meaning of this? I said he must be Ophidia. Yes, he was Ophidia. But then, why is it so? Because Ophidia is a timid animal. When it comes out, it would like to see around if anybody is there who will harm him. First, he has to see, because Ophidia is very wary, very careful, very, what you call as, he has a delusion spied upon. Delusion that he is spied upon. He wants to know whether there is danger lurking around. And he should be the first one to understand that danger and get out of the way or take the necessary action. So, he should have the first sight, not others. If others are having the first sight, they might kill him. Catch him, kill him, whatever it is. And that Vidya cannot bear. He has to be the boss. But slyly. He is not a person who can go ahead, as I have explained in my books, the child comes from behind a mother. I've explained in my book, in Frequent Encounters, that a lachesis child is always behind the mother when he comes for the first time. Because from behind the mother he is trying to peep and see whether this person is dangerous for me, or is there any other dangerous person who can hurt me. So what we call as shy and bashful out of timidity is lachesis. Once they know that this man is not dangerous and he is under my control, then he becomes the boss of the whole place. So then the child can climb up and pull your tie also, because he knows that you are not harmful to him. So hard on inferiors and soft on superiors has to be interpreted in this manner. Inferiors means those who are not dangerous to him, they are those who are not going to attack him, whereas superiors are the ones who are very, very powerful, who can bring in harm to him. So they are very timid about their life. They are very fearful about their life, and they want to be the first one to spot the danger, as if to say. See how these things corroborate even in human beings. And day in and day out, an Ophidia gives you something new to understand. So another thing is very fast in and easy comprehension, because he has to be ready for the attack. Evenings are better than the mornings. It does not like sunlight. Ophidias generally are nocturnal animals because they want to be in the dark. They stay in the dark, in deep holes. And they stay so deep in spite of darkness there. So they can see in the dark. That means they can see in the dark. So when they come out in the dark, they are the boss, because the human beings can't see them so easily. But they can see the human being. So they are the first ones to have a sight of their enemy. So they are very cheerful in the evenings because they can see better in absence of light. Morning is worse for snake. Same thing. You get up in the morning, and of course they are too sluggish because of cardiovascular system and the nervous system, both being affected easily, both being weak. They are not alert in the morning. So alertness in the morning lacking because of cardiovascular and nervous system affected are Ophidias. Whereas alertness in the morning affected because of gastrointestinal system, digestive system are magnesiums. If somebody tells you that why are you so dull in the morning, so you have to find this out, whether they are cardiovascularly, that means are they sluggish because the blood is not moving properly, or their senses are not so clear in the morning, they are still not geared up, as if to say. These are Ophidias. Children who get up in the morning and they appear to be sluggish, and those who do not allow touch on the throat, they go on to vomit, nausea, they may be Ophidias. You must have seen many children who go to school in the morning, they do not accept any breakfast in the morning, and they are very sluggish. And in the evening when they come up, they are very, very excited. And we say, oh, you don't like school, that's why you are doing this. And in the evening when you are home, you are very excited. So they could be Ophidias. So the broader pictures you need to know. Then, of course, suspicious, jealous, loquacious are again defense mechanism, psychotic defenses in order to protect themselves. When the mind goes, the easy comprehensive mind, easy comprehension is which miasm? Psychosis. So every psychosis has to go to syphilis. Excessive thought process starts going here and there, here and there, here and there, and then it loses the control, and the patient can go into loquacity, which is very, very changeable. From one topic to another, from another to another, without even giving a semblance of connection between the two. That is insane person, sir. I am talking on sane person. If it is a mad, insane person talking like that, you need not give importance to this. Then it is not the entry point for us. If there is an insane person who is talking of one topic, then second and third and fourth, no, then changing of the topic, loquacity changeable, does not mean anything to us. Because he has lost his control over the mind, and it is explainable. But in a normally thinking person, if he has a tendency to jump from one topic to another, solely because his mind is running very fast, solely because his mind is running from this topic to that topic to that topic, when he's talking one topic, something else is in his mind, and suddenly he'll switch over from here to here. This is insane persons, not insane and not maniacal persons. Same thing, communicative, expansive. They go on and on and on. They love to talk. So these are all things which we know, but it is better that we understand the meaning behind it, the miasm behind it. Next. But these are all syphilitic generals. Now we want syphilitic particulars of Ophidia. Next. Yeah. So anybody, people who go beyond the realms of reality. On the first day, I taught you about what is a normal mind. And then when it goes beyond towards clairvoyance, perception, excessive perception, clairaudience, etc., when it is breaking the realms of reality or given by nature, then we want, that is a syphilitic trait, and we need to take into account and enter the whole case through that. Because the mind is gone beyond the realms of reality. So, syphilitic particulars are that going beyond the realms of reality, especially in the mind, then going into a trance. What is trance? Trance is, like your computers getting hanged. Frozen. And you are in such a state that nothing moves you out of it. That is trance. Sometimes people go into meditation, and from meditation they go into a trance. And they are far away from reality. Everything becomes frozen, still. We talked about clairvoyance, C-L-A-I-R. Clairvoyance means trying to understand something which is beyond. Clairvoyance, prophecy, and intuition. So, out of this, which is syphilitic, rather sorosyphilis, intuition is sorosyphilis. It can come, it can go, it can come, it can go. A pain can come and pain can go. Spasm can come and spasm can go. So something which can come and go, intuition can be useful in acute fevers. fevers which are syphilitic, or even viral fevers in tissue, this can play a very important part. But when a person is having some psychotic or psychosyphilitic disease, like a chronic leukemia, not acute. Yesterday we talked about acute AML and ALL. But if it is CML or CLL, chronic, something which has become chronic, or we are talking about a tumor, then intuition will not be the right rubric to enter through. Do you get the whole idea? This is sorosyphilitic, not psychosyphilitic. If somebody is having rheumatoid arthritis, what is the miasm of rheumatoid arthritis? Yes, not plain syphilitic. We have got 6 syphilis, which we sorosyphilis, psychosyphilis, plain syphilis, destructive syphilis, hysterical syphilis, the autoimmune syphilis, and genetic. So when there is a genetic mutation, what is this intuition going to do? Nothing. Unless and until it is somewhere this. Clairvoyance, yes. Prophecy, so prophecy is more of psychosis and clairvoyance is more of syphilis. So frank syphilis, psychosyphilis and sorosyphilis. I hope you are understanding. It might be too heavy for the newcomers, but unfortunately, have you done the primary modules? Module 1, Module 2, you have done? You have taken the modules,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, then good.
They have the basis.
They have the base.
Yes.
Then it's okay. Because if you don't, so you are a good teacher, huh?